Welcome back to the KrisCross Corner podcast. I'm your host, Chris Canty. We got the great debaters here. We have Basil Lowe and Marcel Smith. The WNBA is coming back to Detroit, Michigan. We don't know if it's going to be the shock. If it does come to be the shock, I'll be happy. But if it doesn't, hey, we had a ride.
There's a good chance.
We have literally 1 month until the Detroit Lions season begins at Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, against the Los Angeles Wolverines with Jim Harbaugh from the University of Michigan. It's going to be full circle. We got both Michigan and Detroit Lions coming back at it. I can't wait to see Jared Goff for one snap, and it's going to be off the field. Preseason begins. I think training camp starts next week for the Lions. And then we have the NFL season starting the first week of September. And the NCAA season starting. Actually, the NCAA starts the fourth week of August, not the last week of August. Maybe the fourth week of August. They're starting earlier and earlier, which is nuts. If you are not living on the east side last week, did y'all see what happened last week? There was a car wash owner that passed away, and then his dying wish was to make it rain and give the community some money. So what happened last week, there was a helicopter that went over Gratiot.
Oh, I saw that. Oh,
and started dropping $100 bills. It was literally raining money.
How many people got shot?
Hey, I don't know. I just wish I was there so I can get some money. I was so mad that I didn't get anything. So a helicopter came by and just opened up the case, and all this money came down. And congrats to all the people that got all the money. I wish I was there.
It should have been me.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair. Beyonce almost died in Houston at her show. The car, she had a set of the show where she's in a car coming down from the rafters, and one of the cords broke and it leaned over this way, almost like tipping her over and falling a good distance. So
whose bright idea was it to come up with that?
Probably Beyonce. Or the ghost of Owen Hart. But anyway, yeah, she almost died. And thank God she didn't, because too soon. 25 years too soon.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Owen Hart.
It's been 25 years. Come on. 26 years. Let me see. What else we got? First generation Hamtramck High School senior was accepted to Harvard on a full ride.
Oh.
So first generation from, I forgot which country she was from, but she is first generation of her family to go to college, and she got into Harvard. So congratulations. All right, let's go to Cedar Point. Cedar Point, the new ride, Siren's Curse.
Immediately.
It just broke down while it was trying to do the dive part of the ride, how it goes down like this. And it was just stuck for like a good 30 minutes. Yes. And they were stuck on that ride. And that, you know how scary that is?
Something happened with the sensor.
Yeah, you know how scary that is? Like, you're lit. I don't know. I forgot how tall it is. I think it's like 200 feet. That you're up there.
Yeah.
Man. It's always, I never go on new rides when they first open. I wait for all the bugs and stuff to be taken out. Like, Top Thrill 2 still has bugs to this day. And now Siren's Curse. Like,
honestly, when you start getting rides like this and Top Thrill Dragster where they do some crazy, like, off-the-wall gimmick where it's like, look, there's a reason why a lot of places do just a really good basic hyper coaster design. It's safe. Less shit to go wrong.
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah, Cedar Point. I'll be going later this summer. I'm not going now because it's too damn hot. So I'm not. I'll wait. So
So I don't know if you heard about this. Not long after the whole censor thing happened, uh, part of the park's power also went out.
Mm-mm-mm. I hope that doesn't happen when I go. Best white sitcom. That is a trend that's going on right now amongst the Black community, Basil.
Is it?
Yes, it is. So we're
It's
trying to
the
figure out
first-
what is the best white sitcom. And I've come down because I've been watching some over the weekend.
Not animated, right?
No animation, no animation. So it has to be live action, and there has to be a predominantly white cast, which is most
Okay.
sitcoms. So my top three are Seinfeld, King of Queens, and Reba. Those are my three.
A good classic honorable mention, I would say, would probably be Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. I never seen that a day in my life, so I don't know.
For honorable mentions.
I never seen it, so I can't put it in mine.
Man, if I were to pick three, Full House is overrated.
It's totally overrated and boring.
Friends,
Friends is highly overrated.
it's still. I will say this though, it's still good, but it's not like
Good.
the best. Like everyone tries to make it sound like to me. I think How I Met Your Mother is better than Friends.
How I Met Your Mother is my honorable mention. I forgot about the host too, the whole show.
What's your thoughts on the White Detroit sitcom of the day, Home Improvement?
Honorable mention.
Oh,
I forgot they were based in a Detroit suburb.
What about Frasier?
I got switch. Let me take Reba out and put Frasier in my top three.
Yeah.
Frasier's up there. Frasier's in there. So I say Frasier. I say Frasier. Yeah, those are my three. Frasier, King of Queens, and Seinfeld. I literally watched the whole season of King of Queens last night.
wow.
Towards the end,
the end was the ninth season was doing they were doing too much on CBS.
I would have been fine with the first 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. What about you, Marcel? What you got?
Or Detroit sitcoms?
No, for
No,
white sitcoms. A predominantly white cast.
Guys, a Home Improvement. According to Jim.
According to Jim is an underrated white sitcom. Yeah. I remember that. I like that show.
It doesn't help that it could have gone. It needed more seasons.
Yeah, it did. It was funny though. I liked it.
And King of Queens.
King of Queens have you on the floor. Reba would too, so we might do that. Reba was funny. Don't even do it. It's up to what Mama's family. Mama's family was funny too.
No.
Yes, it was. Vicki Lawrence did her thing.
No. You might be the only person in my family that did not care for Mama's Family.
I
don't know. I was always more like, I preferred stuff like Coach or Cheers, MASH.
Never seen Frasier. Coach. Every time I saw Coach, I just turned the channel. I was like, click.
It was another one of those where if you watch all the like college seasons and then like a couple of when he gets into the NFL, cool. But don't try to watch all 9 seasons. It's not.
They had 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn. Hell no.
I would say stop at like
Episode 1.
No, because the first season where he gets like picked for a new NFL expansion team
Okay.
was pretty good.
Interesting.
You
Yeah,
know
that should definitely be a topic for a future episode. Should we do it for Great Debaters?
Light sitcoms, or
Yeah, because we already did black sitcoms.
you need another one that a lot of people don't talk about.
Which one?
Third Rock from the Sun.
How do I say this for Third Rock from the Sun?
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but when it came out, it was a little bit over my head because I was like 4 when it came out. But I did like Phil of the Future from Disney Channel, which is the same concept.
It was essentially the same sort of idea.
Right.
Just instead of them being from the future, they're just aliens.
Right.
What about Golden Girls?
I'm not a fan of the show.
But
I love the theme song. The theme song is goated. Golden Girls theme song is goated. When after the theme song hits, it's like, okay, maybe I got some laundry to do or something. Tell me, Malcolm in the Middle is a sitcom.
You know what?
If Malcolm in the Middle was considered I'm putting that in my top 10, my top 5. That's that changed the game.
I guess that would be a sitcom.
Mm-hmm. That's in my top 5.
I'm not including Big Bang Theory.
What? Nah. Big Bang Theory. If I had a top 10 list, it'll be my top 10.
No. Okay.
I love Big Bang
If I
Theory.
were to put it, it's going to be number 10. But I would probably say honorable mention.
Okay.
I watched from episode 1 all the way to the end, and then watched Young Sheldon.
Oh, you watching Young Sheldon? How many seasons was Young Sheldon? 8?
Yes.
Jesus.
I will say this. I do like I like it better more towards the later seasons than I do the early seasons.
What, Young Sheldon?
Yeah.
I never seen it.
Because a lot of the stuff that kind of gets referenced from Big Bang Theory starts to really surface. And then ends with Sheldon's dad dying and everything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
That's the whole thing. Who's the Boss was pretty good.
Which one?
Who's the Boss with Tony Danza?
Hey.
And Charles in Charge was good too. Those are my favorite ones. Charles in Charge, Who's the Boss, Frasier.
Would you count Gilmore Girls?
No,
as
that's a drama.
sitcom?
That's a drama.
Okay, that's a comedy drama.
That was an hour.
Okay.
That was on an hour block on the WB before Smallville.
Okay, so that's from. Because then you can't really say MASH is a sitcom either, because there would be some.
MASH was a sitcom.
They say it was a sitcom, but I think it's.
But it was a sitcom.
No, I would say overall, it's kind of like Gilmore Girls, where it's kind of a comedy drama. Yes, there's a lot of funny stuff in it.
I don't even think Gilmore Girls. I don't think Gilmore Girls was a comedy.
Oh, I do.
Nothing in Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls a comedy?
Nothing in Gilmore Girls was funny. There might be some humorous stuff in it, but it wasn't like a comedy. They weren't portraying that little boring ass town as a funny place.
You talking about? You had the neighbor who was a midget, who
How is being a midget funny? You're being discriminatory right now.
Hold
I'm not
on.
cool,
Who was married to a super tall dude?
I mean, when you're a
Like-
midget, everybody's super tall.
No,
Even
I
the
mean,
short
more,
ones.
Like, no, it was like a whole like, and like right there with like the first season, they had a big old fat old cat that they would take for walks with a baby stroller and stuff like that.
That old cat.
If you think Gilmore Girls is a comedy, we need to talk about your social life.
He's probably
I thought it
seen
was a comedy.
he's probably seen Tim Allen stand up multiple times.
Which is actually pretty boring. Like, I didn't know he was a comedian until like later in my life. I didn't know Tim Allen was a
I
comedian.
thought he was just an actor.
Me too. I was like, who is I because the first time I heard of Tim Allen was Toy Story. Was Toy Story 2 actually. So I was like,
See, I only knew him from Toy Story, like the Toy Story movies and Home Improvement. I didn't know him from and the Santa Claus. Those were the
Santa Claus,
only
yeah.
things I knew of Tim Allen.
Not Wild Hogs, Wild Hogs. Got put in Wild
Wow.
Hogs.
That came later. That came later. That was like what, 07, 08 or something like that.
I don't
Wild
know.
Hogs, my G. Wild Hogs.
You got to put it in there when it's animation. You got to put it in there with Toy Story. It's bottom tier, but you got to put it in there.
See, I'm going through like a bunch of
Maybe I haven't
shows
seen
right now.
Gilmore Girls in its entirety because even ChatGPT says it's a dramedy.
Hey, no.
Yeah, so that's right.
Sitcom.
It's a drama. It's a comedy drama.
I never seen Gilmore Girls as a comedy. I'm sorry.
It's not even funny.
That's like saying Smallville's a comedy. Sure, there's some funny stuff in there, but you're not going to call Superman's upbringing a comedy. It's actually pretty sad.
Yeah. Although I would say maybe Buffy has a bit of comedy.
All right, now we're getting off the rails.
But anywho, switch on.
We're-
Moving on.
Anyway, okay, I just thought of one that here's another one that's kind of in the same group of friends where it's like, especially back then, overrated.
Okay.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond is a classic. Don't even do that.
I gotta put that on my list then.
It's in my list.
See, I didn't.
I would
That
say
was something where-
okay. I would agree with you that Everybody Loves Raymond is an equivalent to Friends on CBS. I would say that, but I would watch Everybody Loves Raymond over Friends any day.
I might have to choose Friends.
Oh, you a hoe for that.
I was able to.
Friends
actually
over
watch some-
Raymond?
Jennifer Aniston over Raymond.
I need some look.
Phoebe. Oh, yeah, no. For some odd reason, at least there was enough weird stuff going on with Friends to kind of with Everybody Loves Raymond. It was always Raymond, his wife, his parents, and his brother. There was nothing really else.
What are you talking about? Friends was those 6 friends every episode.
No. There would also be other stuff of like
They weren't interesting
so-and-so
until Paul
boyfriend or
Rudd got into the
girlfriend,
group.
Work.
Okay.
Well, it seems like with Everybody Loves Raymond, it was just always stuff centered around
His home. Yes.
them. It was almost kind of like, in a way, it was like Seinfeld, but not as funny.
What? Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond had the same dry comedy. You really have to know your humor to be like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, but at least Seinfeld knows how to stay funny, though, in my opinion.
Dang.
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld was funny. Seinfeld's my number 1.
Yeah. That's especially in my top 3. For me, I can't tell if I want to put Frasier or Seinfeld as number 1.
Oh, Frasier will never be in my top 3. When I had more than 3, I would say if I only had 3, I would choose that. But if I had more than 3, like a top 10, Frasier would be like number 8 or something.
Oh,
Good stuff. Good comedy. I like comedy. But Frasier, when it comes to like Malcolm in the Middle, Everybody Loves Raymond, now that you said it, like Full House is definitely overrated. I never did like the show. That's another one of those shows where the theme song is great, But when you get to the show, it's like, let's do something around the house.
Like there's only going to be, it's more of a case of, I like these episodes, but as a whole, it's boring as shit.
Not even the episodes. I hate Full House. One of the worst shows ever made, in my opinion. But that theme song, though, everywhere you look. Just like Family Matters. I don't like the show, but that theme song, which was also done by the same guy, by the way.
No, for me, I would say worst show as far as sitcoms or whatever. I would say something like Sex in the City.
Was that a sitcom? Or was it a drama? I call that a drama.
No, it was.
Sex in the City was an hour drama on HBO.
At the very least, if
God
it's not,
damn it.
if Sex in the City is not a sitcom, it's gonna be kind of like Gilmore Girls, where it's a drama, it's a comedy drama, or what?
Stop trying to force Gilmore Girls. It's not going to happen.
I hated Gilmore. Gilmore Girls is also one of those shows. The theme song was fire, but the show was trash.
No.
Carole King with the theme song?
The thing, their little after special on Netflix, that was trash.
Oh yeah, they did do another season on Netflix. I forgot about that.
It's not even a season. It was just four episodes.
It was a docuseries.
That was like, yeah. It was like, oh, here's everything going on in the spring, everything going on in the summer, everything going on. It's like,
what's wrong with that?
What isn't wrong with that?
Too much time gap.
I'm just saying.
Fuck your time gap. Ain't nobody was interested in that shit to begin with.
Thoughts on the Brady Bunch?
Accepted. It should have been white people love that show. But then go crazy when black people do it in real life. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. The Brady Bunch is literally almost 75% of black households today. And like 60% of white households today. Mixed families getting together. Back in the day, the Brady Bunch was actually considered progressive TV.
Yeah.
Hated that show. Never watched an episode.
It's stupid. It's essentially the suburbanite equivalent of the Andy Griffith Show back in the 60s.
So this guy's racism?
Andy Griffith Show was pretty racist.
In a way, there is a little bit.
Why are they whistling? Say no, I'm playing. Why the hell are they whistling in Mayberry?
There ain't shit to whistle over there. You're literally living in black and white.
They were whistling, the niggas are coming. Niggas are coming. Get your kids and go.
Hey, Buck,
your kids. Hide your wives.
Hey, Buck, hey, Buck, I had to warn you. Don't bring that boy. Don't bring that nigga up in here.
Shoot, he better not cross the tracks.
AB's got pie for everyone, except for Jamal.
Why Jamal though? Why gotta be Jamal? What other sitcoms we got, David? What other white sitcoms do we got?
I mean, you got a lot that were like the small scale ones, like All About You or Step by Step. But
Step by Step, I heard was a good show. Black people love Step by Step. I never seen it.
By step.
All in the Family.
It had a pretty good intro. I will say this, as far as like show intros,
Is it?
I like it. But I don't know, to me it just seemed like a lower grade Full House back in the day.
What? Step by Step?
Yeah.
Step by Step.
Oh, hold on. What was the one with John Ritter before he died?
8 Simple Rules.
Yeah.
8 Simple Rules was a good show too.
That's honestly one where
before David Spade took over.
Yeah. So that was
What's
the
the one-
problem where it's like,
What was the one that he was in? Just
it could've
Shoot
gone
Me.
better.
Remember Just Shoot Me?
Yeah.
On CBS. Or Becker. Remember Becker?
Yeah.
Those are like those like one season sitcoms on CBS.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Oh, what about have either one of you guys ever seen Family Ties?
Heard of it,
No,
never
because I
seen
love
it.
life.
Never seen it. Is that the one with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
out
I've
of,
seen
Columbia.
the-
Oh, this was I think I remember. This is pre Michael J. Fox, before Back to the Future, because
it was
because I
during.
remember watching a documentary. He had to do double duty during the filming.
No, this was during.
Yeah,
This
it
time
was like
doing-
middle of the series.
Yeah, this was during episode 2. I was like, man, because I would have thought they would film them all together and then do like they did with Lord of the Rings. Like they would film it all and be like, yeah, let's cut it up. That's crazy.
I don't know if I want to even bring up the ones from like the early ones, like Leave It to Beaver or
Oh hell no! But let's keep it.
If you drop the
70s.
honeymooners, I swear to God.
Let's keep it like 80s and up.
No, I'm gonna drop a what was the one
Actually, All in the
with
Family.
maid?
All in the Family is a pretty still damn good show. You mean Franny, the nanny?
No,
Oh,
That's
Give
a
me-
good.
give me
mature-
just the
mature-
no.
give me just the butler. I'm good.
Oh Lord,
Nigel.
Nigel, yeah. Will and Grace.
He was basically. I know.
Will
I'm
and
probably
Grace
gonna
was
get
a
lot of
Will and
flack for
Grace was a predominantly white show. Still
It
funny.
was
Well,
predominantly
also-
for. It was
It was
predominantly
also one
for
of
the
those progressive ones, like you were
LGBT.
saying earlier.
It was for everybody. I like the show. I'm not gay, but I like the show.
Okay, so I have a bit of a controversial take, and I
What?
want to see what you guys think.
Okay, what's the controversial take?
Okay, remind you, I like both these characters a lot. It's just
Okay.
similarities I saw between them. Nigel from the nanny is just a white version of Jeffrey.
Is he though?
Well, I
No,
say yes.
no.
I
We
don't
are
see-
not
I don't
fan to
think so.
compare.
Both
Yikes.
were essentially British. They were different accents, but they were both British.
Okay, they're both British. Doesn't mean they're the same.
They were both snarky. Had no problem like,
Actually, Nigel is more snarky than Jeffrey.
oh, I know. Well, that's because if
Jeffrey knew when to
tried
shut the fuck up because he wanted to get paid.
exactly. Uncle
Nigel
Phil would
was
kick
like,
his
yo.
ass.
Nigel was like, white power. I'm here.
Got food?
Mhm.
No. When did you get up?
Anyway,
Ugh. But yeah, no, I always just thought it was like they were both the same snarky British butler character from the early 90s.
yeah, it's all right. I like both. I mean, I didn't like the nanny as much as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but let's just keep it at that.
Oh, I can't stand the chick that plays
Hey, hi guys. She's so
Mr.
annoying.
Sheffield.
She was so her voice was so annoying. I could not.
Man, get some NyQuil and some nasal spray and get on somewhere.
Hey guys.
You know, if you had a nose that big, you'd have trouble sounding normal too.
I bet she can snort coke like a motherfucker. Just, hey guys.
Has to be the most kosher of Coke, though.
Speaking of going kosher, in July, Georgia will become the 18th state with restrictions against pornography.
Huh?
18th. I didn't even know there were that many states.
You do? Does Georgia not realize what they have?
I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Has any one of us seen a woman from Georgia?
Okay. What does that have to do with anything? They
Well,
can just
you
go
know,
to
when
South Carolina.
you got people like Marge the Barge running the show.
True.
You know what? Despite her looks and attitude and her
Despite what?
Ugh. Some people are still going to say she's beautiful. I just don't. I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm not on alcohol, crack, or coke. But to each their own.
I was gonna say, I feel like the same people that are like the same demographic that are gonna find Marjorie attractive. Chances are, all probably had alcohol, like baby alcohol fetus syndrome.
It's all right. It's all right. So the early adopters of the restricting porn laws was Louisiana, of course. Louisiana's had some of the strictest laws in America.
What's the law?
They're just restricting access to porn websites, public
Oh, it's just
porn websites.
A simple age gate.
Basically, yeah.
You have to put in your like.
We've
ID
been having
or
those,
stuff like
but
that.
we've been having those.
We've been having those since 2022. And the states that have done that are Louisiana, Utah, Mississippi, Virginia, Arkansas, Texas, Montana, and North Carolina.
And some of the okay, first of all, ain't nothing shit to do in Texas. How you gonna give?
There's a lot of stuff to do in Texas.
I meant Montana.
Ain't
I
shit to
meant
do in
Montana.
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 I mean, Montana ain't nothing to do but beat off.
Shit. Ain't nothing but to do.
Ain't nothing but
Shoot.
they don't call it the big. They don't call it the Big Sky State for nothing. Let me see. In 2020, last year, 2024, Idaho, Indiana, Florida, Kentucky, Nebraska, Georgia, Alabama, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So
I'm surprised Utah's not on that list.
They're the early adopters. Utah was in 2022.
Oh, fucking course.
And then this year, you had Arizona, Wyoming, Missouri, South Dakota, North Dakota, South Carolina. Yep, all red states.
You know, some age gates require a Google password. No, a Google account. Can you imagine that? And can you imagine that in your feed?
So, yeah. So if you're wondering why these states are able to do this, is because, well, more states now, because of a Supreme Court ruling that happened literally last week on Friday. Free Speech Coalition versus Paxton. The Supreme Court voted, of course, 6-3. The 6 conservative judges versus the 3 progressive judges.
Ass Negro.
Affirmed that states can require porn sites to confirm users are adults. This is now nationwide. So now states can enforce that.
So now 18 is the 18 automatic age.
Yeah, 18.
18 is that doesn't sound bad. As soon as that 18th birthday hits, as soon as the clock strikes midnight,
low Shibano.
It's high noon.
So something I just thought about that's gonna be kind of
it used to be 18 was like you get to drink, you get to do this. Now it's like St. Ives.
Queen Celine, if you're feeling frisky.
Oh Lord. All right, move it on.
Wait, so here's something that's kind of morbid that I just thought about. So it was Montana, both Dakotas, Kansas, New Mexico, Arkansas, Mississippi, all. So one of the things I kind of noticed with all of them, except for Idaho, Utah, Arizona, and Oklahoma.
You should have did this. You should have said Idaho. But anyway, go ahead.
You have to be 18 to look at pornography, but yet age of consent in a lot of these other states,
oh Lord,
is 16.
16. Age of consent most of the states is 16.
Yeah, and we're not even going to touch on a Romeo and Juliet law in Texas. That one's full of bullshit too.
Or the child marriages.
Yeah, that's.
But God forbid,
math ain't mathing.
But God forbid if a 17-year-old wants to see some virtual titties, all hell breaks loose.
Honestly, what the fuck does Montana provide to the country?
Mason.
what do they provide?
A lot of land.
Yeah.
A lot of land. A lot of beautiful skies too.
Livestock.
You can't put a price on. You can't profit from skies.
You can if your land is under it.
Yeah.
Actually, McDonald's has a lot of potato farms on the west side of Montana.
Yeah, along the Montana-Idaho border.
Yeah. And they also have a lot of reservations in Montana too, still.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Reservations, mining, and livestock.
It's crazy they pushed all the Indians to the cold states. They're like, freeze and die.
Grab
It's
them
like,
and
we don't got
hood.
enough room for y'all in Oklahoma.
I don't want to be in Oklahoma.
Go to Montana.
I'd rather be in Montana than Oklahoma.
For real.
I'm not getting sucked up by
Yeah. I'm not finna get snatched up.
a second-degree felony if you are caught. That's crazy.
Whoa!
Wait, hold up.
Whoa!
Okay. Back to what I was talking about. I was talking about Marcel brought up the Romeo and Juliet law of Texas, so I looked it up and I said, "Oh, okay. What happens if you get caught doing? If you're 19 dating a 16-year-old?" And they said a second-degree felony. Penalties include 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 in fines. And you get put on the sexual offenders registration list, which is wild. But hey, I don't want nobody dating my 16-year-old. So even if they're 16.
Now that they're applying for an AARP card,
Right.
shit.
She better be applying for an AARP card when she starts dating. But I can't control that. Every man my daughter sees, she better bring it home. She said, "This is my all right. Let me get your ID. Let me get your shoe size."
For all you know, your daughter might not even like men.
Hey, don't put that out in the world. But anyway, I still love my daughter. Oh yeah, that's another one, Roseanne. Since you're talking about gay people,
Hell no.
Roseanne and that's a predominantly white show.
It is.
It's a sitcom.
All Roseanne is just a trashier version of Reba.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Reba is basically what's the show on UPN? Reba is All of Us on UPN. Her man left her, and now she lives next door. Now they live next door, and they coming in as much as they please. That's basically what it is. Roseanne, they were married the entire series
until the man died.
Graphics. Okay, hold on. If you want to go off like premises, then
I'm going off the plot. She was the baby. Reba was the baby mama, basically. Roseanne was just the wife. Then they never broke up.
Trashy show though.
It was supposed to be. It's people down the street from you, Basil. That's their sitcom. Reba, they were in a middle-class family with 3-car driveway.
Ain't nobody over 250 pounds was on that show.
What, Reba?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
Roseanne and John Goodman.
Roseanne was like looking at the Basil multiverse.
Oh, John Goodman. All I'm saying is John Goodman and Roseanne. John Goodman and Roseanne, one of them have to step off the elevator, okay? Y'all got to go one at a time. That's how heavy they were. And then that rubber band going to shoot straight up. Right, the elevator? The elevator. You say the Basil multiverse is wild.
I was going to say, I was like, Marcel, don't make me hit you harder than that 5% alcohol hit.
Hey.
Basil multiverse is wild. But yeah. Like, we've been talking about white people a lot. So let's go to our hold on. Let's go to our favorite segment of the show. Stupid criminals today.
Oh yeah, there's definitely white people in this room.
Show is. Because in Winter Haven, Florida, a middle school principal, Gregory Lewis, we're going to say his name to put him out there. So if he wants to go to another school district, he'll be.
Wait. Let me guess. Something that has to do with sex and a student.
No.
Alligators.
Thank God.
No.
Thank God, because there have been a lot of them over the past couple of months.
Drugs?
Nope. So a middle school principal, Gregory Lewis, was arrested on March 29th for trying to steal $37.45 worth of items by hiding them at the shelf checkout. He even admitted that he did something dumb.
Honestly, I probably do the same thing, truth be told.
$37 worth. Come on, guys.
I mean, we got coupon books for a reason.
Well, no, I think what Kris is saying, if you're gonna go big.
If you're gonna steal some, not $37. Like, it's not a felony. It's not even a misdemeanor. It's $37. So, but come on, guys.
It's not as probably the weakest Florida man story I've heard so far.
True. It's not as bad as going down to Toowoomba, Australia. A 20-year-old not only stole cars, but he filmed a couple in bed during a break-in, then shared it on Snapchat. He pleaded guilty and got 2 years. How you gonna steal a car and then film a couple having sex? Like, come on, guys. Come on.
He was horny and he was robbing people.
Sure was.
I mean, take care of one, man. Not go both. Priorities, man. Priorities.
Speaking of stealing cars, can we talk about the 12-year-old?
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that. That was my last one. That was my last one.
That wasn't based on that. I don't think that's stupidity. That's more like audacity, the boldness.
Hey, he's stupid. You stealing stuff. You stupid.
Times are tough.
I don't give a fuck. He's 12.
And he boosting cars for money.
Hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that one in a second. But we're going to talk about a 25-year-old in Georgia. Used a stolen credit card from a Whataburger drive-thru to pay her court fines.
Wait, down in Georgia?
It's amazing. It's amazing how people come on to court and just. It's amazing how people just get court fees and automatically don't have $200.
Hey, gotta pay. Yeah, you gotta pay for it somehow, right?
Man, people will go to trial for a parking ticket. It's
a lot of money too.
How much were the court? How much were the court fees anyway?
I don't know, and I don't care. Pay with your money.
They need district needs some coupon books too.
So the way they made this, the way they put this story up on Metro Detroit News, they had a helicopter swarming down the thing. It's a 12-year-old boy was arrested after stealing cars and selling them for as little as $30 in Oakland County. Now, the story was made bigger than what it was. Okay, he was stealing a lot of cars, by the way. He was boosting him for money. I don't know why he had to do it. Maybe it was like a gang activity. Maybe he was trying to get in a gang. Maybe he was trying to get money for his family. It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to steal cars. You're stupid.
$30.
$30 is you dumb. You're stupid.
$30 a car?
You're stupid.
Come on, man. A hubcap don't even cost that.
A hubcap is way more. A hubcap is way more than $60. Stop it.
You get stiffed.
This is what happens when you don't know about cars and you try to steal them.
You're lucky to get the lug nuts for
$30
one wheel.
for
Yeah.
30. Mm-hmm.
$30, man. I need to no. You need to renegotiate the terms of your contract.
Man, when I'm at the at the dealership at the service, they be telling me how much the labor is for putting all the parts on. I said, just put them out here and I'll put them on myself.
Yeah, they like Lego pieces.
I'll save myself $1,000
for an oil change.
Not oil change, parts. We're talking about throttle bodies, sensors, wheel bearings.
No,
Wheel
I'm
bearings
fucking
are
around it.
expensive.
You know how tempted I am to buy like a old car that doesn't even have
Sensors.
fuel injection, just with a carb.
Oh
with a
yeah, the fuel.
carburetor.
Oh my gosh. I'd be
You
excited.
that struggling?
You don't have to
Yes.
deal with computers.
Sensors.
Or nothing. All it is like it's just a little thing that sits on top of the engine.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fuel and air. That's it.
That's it.
I've had a few cars with them. It's easy to change yourself. Rebuilding is a different story, but to just swap out, not
That's
that
cool.
hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Now, speaking of hard,
Yeah.
if you have any stupid criminals to tell us about, please let us know. KrisCross Studios on Instagram, or go to the KrisCross Studios Facebook group. It's free. Join. Put up your top 10 list ideas and suggestions for us. Speaking of hard, 5 cities, two of them have had an NHL team. They're trying to expand again. So now the NHL is going to expand into Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, New Orleans, Austin, and Indianapolis. Now, out of those five cities, I do think Atlanta is huge.
Atlanta
is huge now. Back then it was huge, but it wasn't as big as now.
Not for hockey. They tried that shit and it went so down.
Yeah, but that was like 20 years ago.
No, they only left
20 years
not
ago.
even 10 years ago.
Exactly. They left in the early 2010s.
It was like
2016. I can see Houston and Indy. I can see Houston and Indiana. Those are the only two teams I could see.
Houston, I could definitely see. Austin too.
No, if you're gonna, well, that's the thing for Texas. If you're gonna add one team to a certain area, you got to add it for the rest. So if Houston's getting a hockey team,
I mean, Dallas already has one.
San Antonio might vie for one.
San Antonio's a huge metropolis. I think it's in the top 10 cities.
Well, but Indianapolis is a solid choice, one of the solid choices.
Well, but they already. The problem with that is they have a minor league team there, though.
So what does that have to do with anything? NHL, you're NHL is king. So if you put an NHL team in Indianapolis, everybody's gonna go there, and then they'll probably be an affiliate to that NHL team, just like the Motor City Cruise is here in Detroit, literally a mile away from the Pistons. So people are still gonna go to the games. They're just not gonna go as much because you have an NHL team now. Like, I mean, I always forget that Ohio has one, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
I forget that that's a team. I think Cleveland should get a team.
They have an AHL team.
No, I'm saying they need an NHL team.
Just
go to that. New Orleans, I think, is a stretch.
New Orleans, I don't trust no hockey teams down in the South.
New Orleans is a stretch. What are you talking about? The last 6 NHL Stanley Cup Finals have had.
I understand that for Florida.
Teams.
Florida had to have a lot of history for those teams to like.
You had Carolina
succeed.
in there.
Carolina too, but
Florida.
I don't see New Orleans as a NHL market. That's all I'm saying.
He could. Hey, New Orleans is an any city market.
It takes a long time
to understand. No, you understand what New Orleans is. New Orleans
A
is
party city.
a tourist hotspot. So we put a hockey team there, just like in Vegas. You didn't think stuff was gonna work in Vegas? Well, look at them. They went to a Stanley
First
Cup
of all,
final.
Vegas
see-
had no choice but to have sports team over there. You saw how COVID struck them. They had to get that money back any kind of way.
Marcel, New Orleans is the same thing. It's a tourist-based city.
Now here's the thing, though.
Not as much as Las Vegas.
No, it is. If you take tourism out of New Orleans is a nothing city. Think about it.
History.
Fuck history. Every city has history. But if you take tourism, Bourbon Street, and the casinos, and the cruise industry out of New Orleans, what do you have?
Eat food? Beignets?
No, you don't even have food no more. Take that out. You have nothing.
You can say that for anywhere then. Take
No.
out Coney Island and deep dish pizza, and what does Detroit have?
Hey, now wait a minute.
We have a lot of stuff. New Orleans has nothing, especially after 2005. Like, I think a hockey team in New Orleans would be amazing.
No, I don't see it going well. But you know what I do see what they would profit from? A baseball team.
No, baseball's a dead sport.
I
For
mean,
small
always been a
markets.
devil
For small markets, it's not gonna work. Like if you try to put one in Austin, that would work. I can see it in Austin because Austin has over 1 million people. But New Orleans, like you're kind of playing with your money. And billionaires don't like to play with their money.
I can't see.
They're barely making it with basketball in New Orleans. What do you think baseball's gonna do?
That was a bad idea. Moving from Charlotte to like them thinking, oh, Charlotte's not gonna. They were better off in Charlotte.
Well, back in the day, they were thinking about those times. Like back then, Charlotte wasn't a huge city. Now it is a huge city because everybody's moving from New York City to move to Charlotte.
Man, don't even get me started with the whole New York City and Republicans telling people to move out of
the city.
Move out of New York.
Yeah, because of
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened in Michigan during COVID. They didn't want to stay inside, so they all moved to Florida.
No, they're saying because of the Democratic Party primary.
Well, yeah, New York's gonna be a blue state regardless. Like you're not gonna win if you're red in New York. That's what happened in
No. They're
Michigan.
saying there's a Muslim socialist that somehow has won to get himself on.
Oh, I've heard about. I think I know what you're talking about. That guy. He seems pretty charismatic. Wherever he gets the job done is up to fate.
But it's the whole fact that everyone's going like, you got Republicans saying like, ranging from taking away his citizenship and deporting him, all the way to telling people to just move out of New York and come down to Florida and crap like that. It's like,
I mean, it works for Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan, and now Florida has 30 electoral votes now. They used to have like 20 something. You know how much people you need to move to your state to gain 8 seats in Congress? That's a lot of fucking people.
Millions.
Like,
actually, not millions, more like
and Texas,
hundreds, thousands.
But that wasn't like people from Michigan, only people from Michigan. It was people from everywhere. Californians moving to Texas. Everybody's moving to Texas at that.
Here's the worst part of it too, though. It's also people that still live up here. What they've done is they've just switched it to where their Florida home is their primary.
Yep. So they could just vote in Florida.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Which is smart.
And then suppose you have less taxes or no income taxes or something like that. It's like,
hey, if you know how to play the game, play the game. That's all I got to say on that.
Someone needs to shut down the servers.
Well, speaking of going against white people, we have our top 10 Black protest songs. And I have them right here.
Fight the power.
Fight the power. We're talking about white sitcoms and white power all this episode. We're going to protest against it. Now, we have some honorable mentions. We have Am I Black Enough for You by Billy Paul, 1972. We have Freedom by Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar, 2016. We have This Is America by Childish Gambino, 2018.
Yep.
We have 911 is a Joke by Public Enemy, 1990. And finally, we have Be Free by J. Cole from 2014. All right. Any questions on my honorable mentions before we get to the main list?
I feel like This Is America could have got on the main list, but I'm willing to hear what's on it though.
Okay.
This is a black protest song, Basil. I don't think you have any say in this.
The white person said, I think this should get on here. No.
I think you.
It's in the back of the bus, Basil. Anyway, number 10, we have Black Man by Stevie Wonder, 1976. Telling the truth. Okay. Number 9, People Get Ready by The Impressions, 1965. Number 8, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Gil Scott-Heron, 1970. Number 7, we have A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke, 1964. Number 6, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, 1971. Now we're going to the top 5. We have number 5, Glory, Common and John Legend from 2014. Number 4, we have All Right by Kendrick Lamar, 2015. Now we're in the top 3. Number 3, we have Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. James Brown, 1968. Number 2 is Fight the Power by Public Enemy, 1989.
Another summer.
Sound of the Funky
Sounds
Drummer.
of the Funky Drummer.
Music hitting your heart because I know you got soul.
Brothers and sisters.
There we go. There we go. Number 1 is the ultimate black protest song. You hear it before every football game. Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson, first sung in 1900.
I think you mean Lift Every Chair and Swing.
Hey, that's August. That's August 5th. That's August 5th. Lift every
Man, they were
chair.
They were swinging them chairs. They were swinging them chairs like home run derby.
Especially the man that got off the boat. He's just like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But yeah, those are our top 10 black protest songs. Any problems with this, Basil?
No.
Do I have to call the moms?
It doesn't matter.
Do I have to call the moms for liberty?
I would have thought What's Going On would have been higher.
What song should have been higher on this list?
I said What's Going On.
What's Going On should be higher than nah.
Yeah, so to me that's a top 5 song.
What's Going On was protesting the war efforts in the 70s. By 2025, who really cares about the Vietnam War? Glory, All Right, Say It Loud, Fight the Power, and Lift Every Voice and Sing are problems we're still fighting in 2025. So that's why I put those in the top 20, in the top 5. I should have put Sam Cooke over Marvin Gaye, but I didn't do that out of respect. I just want to listen to Black Man on my record of songs in the key of life. But you really gotta listen to the whole album, not just that one song. So those are my top 10 black protest songs. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you, the KrisCross crew. Got a wild, funny, or thought-provoking idea for a top 10 list? Send it my way. Hit me up on social media or email your suggestions to the KrisCross Studios Facebook group. Your topic just might be featured in an upcoming episode. So don't hold back. Give us any ideas you have. We have actually these are the episodes coming up. I'm just listing them off just because I want to for future episodes. We have the top 10 most quotable comedy movies coming up in the fall.
Oh shoot.
We have the top 10
Worst comedy.
the top 10 school rules that made no sense.
School rules?
School rules in school that made no sense. And I got a few. Okay. Top 10 athletes who deserve a 30 for 30.
Gilbert Arenas.
So no, I'm playing. Call him sharpshooter. Anyway. Top 10 struggles millennials only understand. Okay, here's one Basil would like. Top 10 fast food chains based on drive-through speed. Chick-fil-A's gonna be on the honorable mention. It's not even gonna be close.
I should be mad for feeling called out like that.
That might be next week's episode.
But I am kind of curious.
Oh my god.
My
head hurts.
We're gonna need that. Top 10 NFL, actually any sport. Top 10 fan bases that take it way too far.
Really?
Philly.
There's one more wilder than Philly. Trust me. Top 10.
If we said overall sports,
yeah, it's overall.
We gotta add some soccer teams to that
If we're
list.
doing overall, then we gotta do soccer in like Europe.
No, you gotta do like cricket. Them people are crazy.
Bust some heads.
The fact that they let people walk in the Ford Field with cheese graters there's a miracle that people didn't get murdered.
I'm still trying to figure that out. A cheese grater be dangerous. It's that slow burn that just gets to your skin.
You just, hey, Packer fan, come here. Just slash. Top 10 so bad it's good movies. So bad that it's good. I'm gonna have a top 10 list for that.
Pootie Tang.
Yeah, that's one of them. Shoot. No, Pootie Tang was just bad. Pootie Tang was just a bad movie.
I think maybe I need to rewatch it, but when I was a kid, that was a movie that's like, you know what? It's so bad, it's funny.
Yeah. Top 10 green flags that go overlooked.
Green flags that get overlooked. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Top 10 sports moments that made you cry. Well, that made me cry because it's my list. So
I never had a sports moment that made me cry.
What?
You
lying.
Never.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans was real, but it wasn't in live. Like we're 30.
That shit was a movie.
For that. We weren't around for that stuff to happen.
Sorry, family only. What are you talking about, nurse? You don't see the resemblance?
That made you cry?
Hey, get this.
Actually,
get
if we're
this.
gonna talk about football movies that made me cry, We Are Marshall would be.
I'm saying sports moments, like literal sports moments in our lifetime that made you cry.
Basil, to your point, that movie was sad off the jump.
Are we talking about just moments, or do they have to be movies?
Moments, sports moments, like live sports moments in our time.
The Cubs winning this.
God, I knew you were gonna go to
Death, taxes, and Bezos overcomplicating shit.
No, it's not overcomplicating. I knew who's gonna bring up the damn Cubs winning the fucking World Series.
I mean, to their point,
I cried though. I cried.
To this point, it's been 100 years.
No, I had neighbors like 3 or 4 houses down saying like, "Is everything okay?" Because I was screaming in joy and everything like that, and
like, yeah, well, God damn it. All right, so we got top 10 black sitcom intros you never skip.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Who cares on what that list is going to be?
Let me see. Top 10 movie scenes that live rent free in my head. Oh boy.
Hey, cock. Enough said.
I've never seen that whole movie all the way through. I will give
can't
you guys a
remember.
sneak peek of one of the ones that will be on that episode. It will be the scene from the Temptations when they were in the limo after the Copacabana show. And they were like, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. David Ruffin and what's the names again? Best scene in movie history. Second to you ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. That's in there.
They come to see me.
They come to see me. David Ruffin.
And I refuse to
Let you go. But he was telling the truth though. I couldn't be mad at him because he was telling the truth. Top 10 overrated stadiums. We're gonna kick off the NFL season.
Lambeau Field.
We're gonna start it off with the overrated NFL stadiums.
Ford Field.
No, overrated stadiums. Number one definitely gonna be Lambeau Field. I will say that.
No, it ain't.
It is. It's not even biased. It's not even my bias as a Lions fan. It is an overrated stadium. You're going to be either cold or mad because the Packers won.
Yeah. And if you're cold, don't be a bitch.
Because it's cold outside. Don't try to be in a stadium when it's cold. It's 2025.
There's no heat. You don't even have seats. You got benches.
Cold benches. This ain't college. This ain't no stupid push cart derby.
It's probably because you can't afford a new stadium.
No, trust me, they can afford a new stadium.
Yeah, no, we could do it. Problem is, if you do seats, individual seats versus benches, you can't fit as many people.
Okay, who cares?
Have you seen the Packers big back?
We're also big people. We tend to be big people. It's hard to comfortably fit in seats versus benches.
It'll be all them big seats. It'll be like 25,000 seats.
As soon as the Packers game ends, I can tell what big bags have been sitting there because there'll be a U shape from the bench.
It'll be like
dented.
Custodians will be like, shit. Season ticket holders, huh?
Then warp the wood off.
Warp the wood is wild. Let me see. All right, here's one for Basil. We got the top 10 things white people love, but black people don't get.
Yeah, I gotta hear. I have to hear one example of what does that mean?
Oh no, we don't. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you have it.
I got an example, Basil, from your demographic. Why do many white women love Coke Zero?
Because Diet Coke tastes like shit.
Coke Zero tastes like shit.
Right. White women likes Coke Zero. Like that's the main
there's no sugar.
Between the diet sodas, between Diet Coke and Coke Zero tastes better.
Please, you're still drinking soda nonetheless. It don't make no sense.
I don't disagree with you. That's why I would just tell them, if you're going to be drinking a pop, just drink a regular Coke.
True.
You're fat as it is. Just drink a regular Coke.
You're fat as it is. Wow.
You saying this?
Okay. Top 10 championship runs in NBA history.
I'm drinking a cherry Coke.
What the fuck? Is that a super size?
No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're going to drink a pop, drink a real pop.
The fact that you went 3 miles for that.
I agree. If you're going to be irresponsible about your health and drink soda or pop, just drink the actual pop.
Or water.
No, I just say if you choose to drink pop, drink the actual pop. Don't do diet because it's actually worse for your health. And don't get the zero shit.
All that artificial sweetener crap.
And if you do drink a pop or diet pop, drink it with a straw. It won't go through your teeth. And don't swish it in your mouth. That's disgusting.
You what? Ugh.
I don't know.
Excuse me?
Some people drink the pop like water. They like swish it through their mouth and then swallow it.
So they wine tasting pop?
Wait, there's people that swish water?
Yeah, water to get like food out of their mouth and stuff. You never did that?
Oh damn, that's what you do that in the sanctity of your own bathroom, man.
Yeah.
That's just disgusting.
You don't spit it out, you swallow it.
That's just hell no.
And I just got some of my teeth and all that. I want to get that shit out.
You do that at
back
my
in.
dining table.
It's already in your mouth. If you eat ribs and it gets caught in your teeth, you just put the rib, just swallow it. It's a
You
rib.
use
Then
a
just use one of
toothpick
those-
like a grown
Use
ass
those
man.
toothpick things.
What if you don't have toothpicks? It's
Then
called a
you-
water floss.
you know-
You switch it in your mouth. It's,
This nigga said water floss.
or if you don't like this, if you don't like stuff in your mouth, just go to the bathroom and spit it out. It's case closed. Now,
It just seems like way too much work and sounds disgusting.
it's not. It's already in your mouth.
Too much
It's
work.
already in your
You
mouth.
gargling, man. You gargling in my front of my
First of
face.
all, gargling is too much work. I'm just saying you switch it in your mouth and go and let it go down.
Nigga, that's a gargle.
No, the switching your mouth is not a gargle. A gargle is actually tilting your throat and do go. No, we're not doing that.
Oh, whoa. What was that?
All right. Anyway, since we're saying whoa, that's been another edition of the KrisCross Corner podcast. See you guys next time. Have a happy holiday. Stay safe on the 4th. Basil, keep your nephews away from the fireworks. All right. Happy Independence Day. And this episode is coming out on Wednesday, so enjoy your holidays, both sides of the Detroit River. So see you guys next time.
Pay your AC.
Pay your AC bill because it's hot as balls out here.